It's not every day that you pack into a van with several people that you've never met before, drive for 18 hours, and have everyone arrive as friends. But that's what happens on the road to Sturgis. That's right, a van load of students from Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary on their way to a motorcycle rally. This is our story, Sturgis, 2007. For 67 years, the first week in August has meant only one thing in the Black Hills: bikes. This year, we wanted the first week of August to mean something in addition to bikes: evangelism. How do those two things go together? I never understood it either until I experienced it. For 51 weeks a year, Sturgis, South Dakota is a sleepy town in the Black Hills with fewer than 7,000 residents. Then drawn like bugs to a bright light, the first full week after the first weekend in August, over 500,000 bikes descend for the annual Black Hills Motorcycle Classic. It's this massive crowd that gets me excited. With 500,000 people in one place, what would Jesus do? Some say he would have ridden a Harley. But regardless of the bike, Jesus always had a thing for the lost. In fact, that's why he came to earth, to seek out those that were lost and invite them into a relationship with him. And it's that Christ-like passion that brought a dozen Southwesterners together for a week of evangelism in Sturgis. We knew we had arrived in Sturgis when off of I-90 we see a white 60-foot-tall cross. This newest addition to the South Dakota skyline is the work of Hellfighters Motorcycle Ministries out of Laurel, Mississippi. At the foot of this cross is where we met up with Richard Hedrick, founder of Hellfighters. He and his wife Gina, or Rhino Man and Sunshine as they are known, have a heart to find the lost and tell them about the hope and love of Jesus Christ.
We wear our patch, we carry our tracks, we tote the book that has all the facts. But if all of us do no more than you, what's the loss of the world gonna do?
The mission at the cross, our home for the next week, was Richard's vision. Rhino and Sunshine have been involved in reaching the biker community for years. And many members of the Hellfighters ministry have come out of this culture. These hardcore bikers that now love Jesus would be our ministry partners for the week. Together, at the cross, our two groups became one, united in mission, passion, and purpose to boldly share Christ in Sturgis.
But I want you all to leave here with one thing in mind. Ecclesiastes 9:10, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with all thy might. And if it's up here to bring some of these hardened, hell-bound sinners to Jesus Christ, then we need to get up there and do it with all of our might. Not piddle, not play, but get up there and mean business for Jesus.
The day after we arrived, the local churches in Sturgis came together to pray for and send out all of those who would be sharing the gospel during the rally week. Like so many have before us, we gathered to worship and pray at the cross. This symbol of our Christian faith would become a rallying point for evangelicals throughout the week.
I've been coming to Sturgis for over 11 years because Jesus Christ changed my life, and I've been here running the Jesus House for 6 years, just telling people about Jesus. There's a lot of gangs out there today. They're all got their own agendas, and our gang's about Jesus, and we got our agenda, and it's going to lead people to that cross outside and the love of Christ. We're a gang too.
The mission at the cross is a place for everyone. The drug addict, the prostitute, the drunk, the mean old biker dude. Everyone is welcome at the cross. Just like Jesus, we met people wherever they were, we would show them the love of Christ in a practical way. Sometimes it meant a shower, a hot meal, or a bed to sleep in. Sometimes it meant a tough word of rebuke, or at other times, just a hug. But no one left the cross without knowing what our mission was: to preach Jesus Christ, Him buried, resurrected, and alive today. Like any good army, the Hellfighters didn't just entrench in one place. We also occupied the corner of Lozelle and Junction in downtown Sturgis, 1 block off of the famous Main Street, in the thick of the rally. Here we parked bikes, passed out gospel tracts, and stopped people to talk about Jesus. On this street corner, we saw just about everything the devil could throw at us. But we also saw people come into a saving faith relationship with Jesus Christ. And of course, we had fun. You can't forget about the rides when you're talking about Sturgis. God has been at work in the Black Hills since the time of Genesis. His handiwork is reflected in the spectacular scenery through the mountains on the ride to Rushmore. The valleys of the Badlands, in the wildlife at Custer State Park, and even in the beauty of 500,000 sweaty, sunburned bikers. Our prayer is that a dozen folks from a hill in Texas could reflect the beauty of one, Jesus, who became man and went to a hill called Calvary to die and save the world. One of today's most popular ad slogans was often parodied by those visiting Sturgis. What happens in Sturgis stays in Sturgis. Our prayer is that what happened in Sturgis, in the lives of those impacted with the gospel, will stay with them forever, and that from a mission at the cross, in a sleepy little town in the hills of South Dakota, the world might never be the same.